Is underwritten in part by the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema, a movie theater in Lubbock located on the corner of North Slide Road and Loop 289, combining film, food, and drink all in one seat. Reserved seating, movie schedules, and upcoming events are available at their box office or online at drafthouse.com/Lubbock.
College Radio Day 2016 is coming on Friday, November 4th.
Hey, this is Sean Lennon, and I support college radio. To me, it's like the beating heart of American alternative, music culture in a way.
Tune in and enjoy a national celebration of the day when college radio comes together.
Hi, this is Moby, and I very, very happily support College Radio Day.
So join us on November 4th as we ignite the soul of college radio and declare to the world that college radio is alive and kicking.
Hi, I'm Alaina Morissette, and I support college radio, but I won't do your homework. Please don't ask me.
For more information, please visit collegeradio.org.
Good morning, Texas Tech. You're tuned into the Raider 88.1. This is Good Morning, Texas Tech Women Crush Wednesday edition. I'm Haylee. I'm going to be your host for the next hour. Here in the studio with me is Miss Alaina Porter.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. We're also waiting on Miss Amy Olivarez to join us. She is stuck in traffic at the moment, which I feel 100%. I think I got here about 7 minutes ago, so that's cool. Who knew people were so out and about at 7:45 in the morning?
I mean, I guess people have work.
That's awful.
It's called morning rush hour.
Well,
it is.
That's terrible, and I am so sorry. It's super dark outside, though. I was not prepared for that. The sun looks like it hasn't risen yet, but
Well,
that's okay.
if you're not prepared for that, hopefully you're prepared for the time change this weekend.
No.
Yeah, so then we'll fall back.
Not really. Will it be lighter in the
dark?
morning or darker
Yeah.
in the morning? Deej, which one?
A little bit lighter.
Lighter?
Yay.
Okay.
We're making up for the
Okay. That's
The
good.
darkness.
the angle of the
Okay,
sun.
fallback is better than spring forward.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, okay. Well, on that beautiful note, y'all be prepared for that. That's on Sunday. But for the next hour, we'll be doing a little bit of news, a little bit of sports, talking about where Miss Amy was last week when she was not with us.
Special assignment.
Special assignment. She was doing something cool, though. So, and we have a special guest coming in to talk about a very special topic. So y'all make sure you stay tuned in. And let's go ahead and get started with your KTXT News Update. A new poll shows Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump with a significant lead over Democratic rival Hillary Clinton in Texas. The KTVT Dixie Strategies poll indicates that if the election were held today, 52% of likely general election voters would choose Trump, compared to just 39% who say they would vote for Clinton. The poll was conducted Thursday through Saturday. News of additional Clinton emails being investigated by the FBI came on Friday. A Dallas County election judge is losing his $10 an hour job over racial comments he made last summer on Facebook. At the Dallas County Commissioner's Court yesterday, Randy Smith admitted he used the N-word and said he could count the number of good black people he knows on one hand. Smith asked the judge for a suspension, but they voted to remove him from the office he's held for 2 decades. A woman who's waited 3 years to be tried for allegedly injecting people with fake Botox is finally getting her day in court. The trial of Naomi Gonzalez on charges of practicing medicine without a license began yesterday. Tests of the substance she was injecting into her clients was found to be silicone, not Botox. She agreed to a plea bargain 2 years ago, but that case was thrown out after she was not sworn in during a hearing. And finally, a top official at Baylor University is denying that he called sexual assault victims at his school mentally ill. Baylor's former Title IX coordinator Patty Crawford made the claim against Reagan Ramsoner yesterday on the TV program 60 Minutes Sports on Showtime. Ramsoner is Baylor's senior vice president for operations and allegedly made the comment during an emergency meeting in former school president Ken Starr's office. Crawford reigned from Baylor last month, saying the school stymied her efforts to investigate over a dozen sexual assault cases or claims. That does it for your KTXT News Update. I'm Haylee. I'll have more news for you at the half hour. Here is DG with your weather update.
Thanks, Haley. Well, the warm weather, we can probably finally say goodbye after a cold front moves through today, bringing much cooler temperatures and increased chances for rain. Partly sunny this morning, then cloudy today. Thunderstorms likely this afternoon. Highs in the mid-70s with southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Our rain chances today at 60%. Thunderstorms this evening, then showers likely after midnight. Lows in the mid-50s. Rain chances increase to 80%. And cloudy and cooler tomorrow. A chance of showers Thursday morning. Then slight rain chances throughout the day Thursday. Highs in the low 60s. Rain chances tomorrow at 40%. Cloudy Thursday night, 20% chance of rain, lows in the upper 40s. And Friday, a continued 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs in the lower 60s expected. So definitely a cooling trend on the way. Might want to carry an umbrella with you as you head out later this afternoon. I don't think the rain will start until much later this morning. Currently in Lubbock, overcast skies, 57 degrees. The wind is calm. Now back to the ladies of Good Morning Texas Tech here on the Raider 88.1.
Thank you so much, DG, for that wonderful KTXT weather update. Facebook Live audience, if you're tuned in with us, you got to see that beautiful sunset that we have going on outside of Mascom right now. If you're out driving around.
It's morning, so it's not a sunset.
Sunrise. Wow. Y'all, I got 2 hours of sleep
coffee.
last night. I do. I'm so sorry. But it is gorgeous. God bless that beautiful sunrise, and I hope you all get to enjoy it. Because it's amazing.
Look at that fire
That
in the
is
sky.
some artwork in the
It is
sky.
lovely.
That's awesome. Digging that. Okay. Just had to take a minute to appreciate the sunrise
Thanks for
here.
taking a minute.
Of course. It's always nice to stop and smell the sunrise roses. I don't know. That didn't make
Close
sense.
enough.
Close enough. Okay, so a couple of these news stories real quick. The first one is about Donald Trump has taken the lead over Democratic rival Hillary Clinton in Texas. 52% of general election voters say they would vote for him, as opposed to the 39% who say they will vote for Hillary. There is a bit of a discrepancy there in the middle between voters on where the 39 to 52%. That's like, what, 11, 12?
I guess going third party,
Yeah, third party, you're just not interested.
not voting.
Not voting.
That's actually
Terrified.
not a surprise. I
Hiding
feel like
under a rock.
A lot of people are not voting because they don't know who to vote for.
Yeah. Which, yes, and that's a problem. I think you should vote. That if you can and you have the opportunity to and you're registered, you should vote.
I think you should vote too. But I kind of understand, like, at least to an extent, this election.
Oh yeah.
How it's almost like a statement in itself. Like, I'm not going to vote because I can't
support neither of you.
any of them. And that's what I've heard some people say, which
Yeah.
that's not what I do, but
I get it.
Can't blame me too much.
Yeah, I understand that. I think I'm a history nerd for anybody listening who doesn't know that yet. But Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War, with like what happened there when he was elected president, and like the South was like, we didn't vote for this guy. We don't agree with his policies. We don't like him. We don't accept him as a president. I get that a little bit, but still, like, this, you should vote. We have such a good opportunity here to like weigh in on how we want our country to be run, at least to some extent, and to like just forfeit that right. I don't know. I feel like that does everyone a disservice more than it makes a statement, you know?
Yeah, that's true. And there's also a lot of other things that you can vote for aside from just the presidency in this election. There's local seats, not a whole ton. A lot of them are running unopposed. There's also some in the state of Texas. I know there's some not Supreme Court, state court justices.
There's a lot of stuff other than just Donald or Hillary, and there's other options as well. So
that's true. If you're not confident in either one of those, there are third-party candidates,
and you should research them. Gary Johnson's one of them. I know there's a bunch, but keep in mind when you're voting, you're not just voting for who sits in the Oval. You're voting for who appoints Supreme Court justices, who it really is going to decide a lot of the future, at least for the next, 8 years at least in America. So politically, at least. So just keep that in mind when you're voting. Be encouraged by the ladies of KTXT. God bless America, all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and talk about everyone's favorite university around here, Baylor. Baylor. You gotta love this university. They have so many issues.
Let me guess. Baylor's in the news because someone in their athletics department did something inappropriate again.
Well, someone did something inappropriate for sure. I'm not sure if this person is it's the Title IX coordinator, Patty Crawford.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah, I know, right?
Irony much.
They made a really bad comment about how a lot of the girls and I don't know, just the sexual assault victims at school, he made a comment that maybe they're like mentally ill instead of like, I don't know, telling the truth. So I don't know, just saying that is in itself very inappropriate. But yeah, so that's an issue. That's what they're under fire for this time, is for not supporting their students after months and months and months of cover-ups and lies and all that stuff. So wreck 'em Baylor, you know? Was that a thing?
I don't really understand what that means. Like, are you saying
Alaina has a problem with my usage of the word wreck 'em.
Well, it's been used in a lot of different contexts, and they never seem to be very consistent.
They're not. I say wreck 'em for everything.
Everything. So therefore, I don't understand its meaning in every context.
It's just like, wreck 'em. You know?
Yeah, no.
Like wreck 'em.
I don't know.
You don't know?
That's why I'm asking.
Okay, well, it can be negative and it can be positive. It's
Okay.
just the inflection you use in your voice.
Okay.
So Alaina, just to help you out, there's wreck 'em, and then there's wreck 'em, and then there's wreck 'em,
Oh, okay.
And then there's a wreck 'em.
and then wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em tech.
Man, I feel like a class.
Like when we win a game, it's like, yeah, wreck 'em tech. And if we lose a game, it's like, wreck 'em. Wreck 'em tech.
No.
I'm trying, but you're not listening to like.
I am listening.
You're not getting it, so
I'm listening.
that's all right. We'll go ahead and, on that note, go into our first music break. "Stubborn Love" by the Lumineers. You're listening to Good Morning Texas Tech. We will be back after this song with some sports.
I do not. I spilled coffee on myself this morning.
That's okay. Good morning, Facebook
Good morning.
Live. Hope y'all are having a wonderful morning and just enjoying your day so far that just began. Amy just
Wreck
got
'em.
here.
Yeah,
Wreck 'em.
There's a ton of traffic out right now. I
Yeah.
don't know what the deal is, but
Is she breaking my microphone again?
crazy.
Just trying
Amy.
to organize it.
Here.
The mic's the mic is like jack right now, but that's okay.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em. Yeah, just
no.
wreck 'em. Wreck 'em all.
We're not all going to use that
Made it.
phrase for everything.
I think
right?
we should. I think we should. I think I missed the memo on dressing nice today, but that's okay.
No, well,
How about our
Have
Facebook
photos.
audience? Tell us how you feel about the phrase "wreck 'em" and
Yeah.
how it should be used.
can you say it too much, or
Well,
can you?
I
use
think-
other
Definitely can
things?
use
I'm going to chime in. I'm going to say I'm going to vote in favor of wreck 'em because guns up in the 21st
Yeah, the
century in this
physical
day and age probably needs to be adjusted, modified.
Yeah.
How do you modify that?
I don't
Guns
know.
up.
I don't think you do.
Get your guns up. Everybody get your guns up. I don't know. I'm tired. Like I said, I got 2 hours of sleep last night.
Why? You're going to get sick.
But I slept really good the night before. So that was good.
No, that doesn't
matter.
It transfers over.
No, it
No.
doesn't.
I had work to do. I had to look, Facebook audience. I feel like I'm showing my mom my school project. I made a plant.
Well, stand up and get
project.
it near the
I
camera.
don't
We
want
can see it.
Horticulture.
It's for horticulture.
I don't want to.
Horticulture.
That
Look
looks
at it.
nice.
Thanks. I had to design a landscape.
What is? Oh, a landscape. Is that what that is?
So
That
it's
is
like
very
wherever you would
nice.
want to
That's
live.
pretty nice.
It has to have 15 herbaceous plants and 5
Don't
trees.
spill
at least.
coffee on it. Whatever you
that
do.
word.
What, you have to turn it in today.
I do. That's my job. But also, I have to still write out like a summary about it and figure out the budget.
But that was the hard part. That's
that
what you
took
stayed
all
up
night.
doing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
my.
I
When is it
started
due?
at 1 o'clock today. I got
Okay.
started on it at about 10 o'clock. No, that's a lie. Like 11:30 last night, and then I worked on it until about 6:45 this morning.
Man, you are the queen of procrastination.
No,
that is for sure.
legitimately,
Wreck
this is
'em.
the first time. Wreck 'em. This is the first time I've been able to work on it since I got assigned it last week. Last night was the first night that I've had a break. So,
happens.
Wait, you've been staying up all night every night?
well, no, but I didn't want to stay up before last night. I wanted to get some sleep so I could have the energy to stay up all night last night.
Naturally.
So yeah. But Deej, on like I don't know, station topic, so you're gonna do sports next?
Oh, I suppose. Is there an expectation that I do sports next?
I was hoping you would.
Okay, yeah, I got you covered.
Awesome. And we'll
As
go ahead
usual.
and
You're the
bomb.
best at sports.
You are.
We are
No,
the
I'm far
worst.
from it. In fact, I want you to meet Ryan Hyatt on Friday. He's going to be our guest
Ooh, okay.
as part of College Radio. He is the bomb when it comes to sports.
Well, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we got about a minute left before I have to do my thing. But yeah, Facebook, weigh in. What do you think of Wreck 'em? What does it mean, and what are the various uses uses and various meanings in which it's used. Reckum.
Hey, Recum Tech.
And can it be used too much?
And is it overused?
Especially by me, because I say it all the time. But that's okay.
I think your catchphrase is Reckum and Mylanta.
Oh, Mylanta.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Good Lord. Yep.
All right, 30 seconds. I'm going to switch it all back.
Right. Sounds good. Bye, Facebook.
And good morning. This is DG with your KTXT Sports Update. The World Series is heading to a deciding Game 7. The Chicago Cubs beat the Cleveland Indians 9-3 in Game 6 at Progressive Field. Chris Bryant went 4 for 5 with a home run as Chicago evened the best-of-7 matchup at 3 games apiece. The Cubs scored 3 times in the first, and Addison Russell hit a grand slam in the third to make it 7-0. Anthony Rizzo added a 2-run homer in the ninth. Jake Arrieta struck out 9 over 5 in 2/3 innings of 2-run ball for the win. Josh Tomlin was lit up for 6 runs in less than 3 frames to take the loss. Jason Kipnis went 3 for 5 with a home run for the Tribe, which hosts the series finale on Wednesday. Kyle Hendricks will start for Chicago, and Corey Kluber for Cleveland. Seth Jones hit the back of the net 46 seconds into overtime as the Blue Jackets came away with a 3-2 win over the Stars at Nationwide Arena. Tyler Seguin and Jason Spezza had the goals for Dallas. Antti Niemi allowed all 3 scores on 28 shots in the Stars' third straight loss. The Stars begin a brief 2-game homestand tomorrow against the Blues. The Mavericks meet the Jazz tonight in Utah. The Mavs are still in search of their first win following back-to-back losses to the Rockets on the heels of a season-opening setback in Indiana. The Cowboys are back to work preparing for Sunday's game against the Browns in Cleveland. The boys have won 6 straight following Sunday's 29-23 overtime victory over the Eagles. They sit atop the NFC East at 6-1. The Browns are 0-8. The Texas A&M Aggies are 4th in the first college football playoff rankings of the season. Baylor is ranked 17th. Alabama is 1st, followed by Clemson, Michigan, and A&M. The top 4 advance to the semifinals. I'm DG, and that was your KTXT Sports Update.
Thank you so much, DG, for that riveting sports update.
Wreck 'em.
Yeah,
Wreck 'em.
sports.
Yay, sports. That basically sums it up.
That's my thoughts on
That's good. That was good. Well, as everyone knows, my favorite part of the sports update is when Alaina tells us what she thinks
like
about
that.
who should win the game based on the mascots. So, real quick. Actually, let's do that first, Alaina.
Okay.
What do you think? We've got Bevo the Longhorn or the Masked Rider. Okay, wait. Let's clarify this real quick. Who is our mascot? The Masked Rider or Raider Red?
I think they're one and the same,
but
kind of.
No, they're
They're different. But they're
the Masked Rider is the cute guy on the horse. Who, if you're listening, hey.
I know Red Raider is the cartoon version, kind of.
I think officially Texas Tech are the Red Raiders, in which case we have Raider Red representing the university as a whole.
Yeah.
As far as football and athletics, it's the Masked Rider, I think, is the official mascot. So it's kind of take your pick, but, we're the Texas Tech Red Raiders, but the official symbol of our university is going to be the Masked Rider. I hope that helps. Wreck 'em.
so confusing. Well, I've been going off of Raider Red, and I feel like the Masked Rider would change things. I feel like
that's who I thought that was who you were going off of from the get-go.
No. I feel like he might not make it.
He's a tough man.
I don't think he has a gun.
He is a tough hunk of man.
He doesn't have a gun, so therefore...
How do you know? He probably has one in his belt. Not on the field, but
Not on
in
the
theory.
field. Maybe in theory, but...
He's a Masked Rider. He's like Zorro.
Well, he doesn't have a sword or any sort of weapon to defend himself against all the animals that we have discussed. But let's see. This week, what's the guy's name?
Bevo. He's a Longhorn.
Bevo?
It's a Longhorn.
That's a funny name.
I wonder why Bevo.
That's what they call their cow.
Their cow.
I
we
mean,
call
I guess
it.
it makes-
We call it dinner, but they call it a mascot. So
I've seen a
Steak
meme
on the hoof.
that says
that's
that.
steak.
That is true. So if we call it dinner, how do we get that dinner? Well, we killed a cow. So I feel like...
You think so?
Yeah.
You predicting a Red Raider
I am
victory?
predicting
Yeah, I feel like
a Red
either the
Raider
Masked Rider
victory.
or Red Raider would know how to kill a cow.
kill a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Person.
They're
Okay.
both, like, trained in the art of cow killing.
Are they?
If there's one thing that the Red Raiders are good at, it's calf fries.
There you go.
That is true.
That's true.
But that's disgusting. But
You ever had mountain oysters? Because they know how to eat mountain. Do y'all know what those are?
Is that like the same thing that happens at the cow fries?
It's. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this word on air, but I'm going to say it. They're fried cow testicles. Those are mountain
That's a
oysters.
scientific
Okay,
word, so
cool.
I guess.
It's about cows. So anyway, yeah, that's serving them up on a platter.
Anywho, so therefore, the Red Raider would win, theoretically based off the mascot.
All right.
So-
Well, on a technical, you're on point with what the predictions are saying for
What?
this week. Yeah, we're predicted
That
to
is so
win,
surprising.
not by a large margin. We're the number prediction is 43-40 Texas Tech. So we're gonna be that's
Pretty
the
close.
that's the prediction on the internet. I don't
so
know if that's accurate.
surprised.
I know, but I'll read you why it says that. We did pretty good last week. The game was awful. The game was terrible. I was at the game in Fort Worth at TCU Stadium, and it was real rough. But we pulled it out at the last minute. Props to our kicker for just wrecking it. That was great. But don't look at me like that, Alaina. It's fine.
I didn't even look at you.
It's a good saying.
made
But
a
anyway,
face.
this is what the prediction is saying. Texas Tech played in its lowest scoring game of the year last weekend versus TCU, which is true. We have one of the highest throwing, like, offensive strategies in the nation, basically. Anyway, so Mahomes will once again operate through pain, trading blows with Foreman. That's the other team's guy. Throughout the afternoon, both stars will amass huge numbers against overmatched defenses. In the end, the Longhorns will succumb to poor play in the secondary and an inability to win away from home, squandering the opportunity to build on the Week 9 surprise over Baylor, because they stomped Baylor last week. So they're not in my terrible graces, but I still want to kick their butts this week. So
Okay.
we're
It
predicted
would
to
be
do
nice
well.
to win.
It would be.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm maybe gonna go. We'll see.
You
though.
should.
I-
It's your. You
know
should.
it's my
It's your
last
last
game,
Texas
but
Tech versus Texas game.
It
as a
is
student.
right after College Radio Day, and
You're already
it's
gonna be
11.
up.
You know what? I don't think I've been to a game this semester at all.
You people.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
Well, I
Wreck
haven't
'em.
been to a game in years.
Wreck 'em.
But so should I ruin that streak?
Yes,
of
you
not
should,
going
and
to
you should go and
games?
support your Red Raiders because I think they're gonna do good this week. Texas is terrible away from home.
Alaina.
They're awful outside of Austin.
Yes.
If there is one game where your support is needed most, it's this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll consider it. Maybe I'll go home and sleep, and then I'll come at the halftime when everyone else leaves.
That works.
That's a good game plan.
Yeah. We'll
Win-win.
trade spots. You can take my seat because that's probably how
We
that's
should
gonna go.
have a Women Crush Wednesday.
Yeah.
KTXT
game.
time. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gonna.
we'll consider
I'm
that.
predicting it's gonna at least be an interesting game to watch.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it's always interesting when Tech plays Texas, so
Yes.
it should be fun to watch. If not, I don't know, a little nerve wracking. But we're supporting you, Red Raiders. We're behind you. Ride together, all that good stuff. Wreck 'em Tech.
Wreck 'em.
Yeah. So that was your KTXT sports update with the women of KTXT here on Good Morning Texas Tech. We're gonna throw it to our next song. Here it goes again by OK Go. Y'all keep it locked with us to hear where Amy went last week. Hey, Facebook.
Hey, Facebook.
Hello. So, yeah, that was.
I've
an
got a little
interesting-
ditty. We'll start at the start of this next segment for Amy.
A ditty.
You'll like it.
What's the news website? Source.metro.
Source.metro, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me get news stories for this next.
As I was telling Josh and Savannah in this studio
Hey,
off
Sav.
mic, it was,
Hey,
Is he watching?
Savannah.
Oh, Savannah? I thought you
yeah,
said
they
Seth.
can't hear because I've got the mic on,
Oh.
so the speakers. Well, okay.
I'm listening to you, boss.
We're saying
We're listening.
hello.
Anyway, I was telling them, I don't care how the rest of the season goes. I don't care if we go to a bowl game or not. We just have to beat Texas because
Yeah.
this is the only rivalry we have left.
That would be
That's
major.
super true.
So, anyway, having said that, it's a cloudy, overcast November day.
I like that.
It's gonna rain today.
Oh, I didn't bring my rain jacket.
Oh, no.
Got my
I think you still have time
When
before the
when
rain
does it
starts.
supposed to
I
rain?
think midday,
Later.
late morning, maybe a few sprinkles, and
I have
then
to walk to the greenhouse at like.
I didn't bring my
12:30.
jacket today
think you'll
because I
be
didn't think
okay.
it was going to be that bad
I
until
thought it's not
afterwards.
supposed to rain till like
If it pours, I
Later.
might cry a little.
Like
while I'm
Tears in the
walking over
Rain.
there. Tears in the Rain.
How would anyone know?
They wouldn't.
Saying
Okay.
11.
They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. There's no good news stories today. Nothing worth reading about. A boat owner from Louisiana is lucky to have his Bayliner back after it drifted more than 200 miles on its own into the Gulf of Mexico. So that's kind of cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yay for him. I might read that. I like that story.
All right. A little over 30 seconds away. I'm going to switch the mics
that
back.
sounds good.
Okay.
Bye, Facebook.
Well, she sneaks around the world from Kiev to Carolina. She's a sticky-fingered filcher from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me where in the world is
Carmen San Diego.
Hey, I'm digging that song.
I love that.
That was fun. Now I want to dance.
It's a throwback.
That is a throwback.
Was that I played the video game.
It was a game.
Okay, so that's all it was. Was there like anything else?
I think there's a TV show, I think.
What do you mean you
back.
fake? That's what the original thing was a TV
Okay,
show.
well, it was
What's
a
the name
TV
of the TV show?
Okay.
I think it's just Carmen San Diego.
Where in the world
Where in
is
the world
Carmen
is
San
Carmen
Diego?
San Diego?
And then
That's
there was
awesome.
Where in America is Carmen San Diego on the computer game.
Hey.
It helped me learn my geography, and that got me to the geography bee in the 5th grade. So
Nice.
thank you, Carmen San Diego. So
Who
now,
says educational TV doesn't work?
It's so true.
well, I didn't watch the
That's
TV
so
show,
true.
but anywho,
Anyway, that's okay.
Amy, where were you?
I was in Washington, D.C. last week.
Yay!
Yeah.
What
That's
were you
pretty
doing
crazy.
in Washington, D.C.?
I was there with College Radio Day. I'm part of their task force. I'm their social media director this year,
Look
actually.
how cool Amy is.
So cool.
No big deal, really. But
Yeah, super big deal.
I know.
That's awesome.
I'm still kind of, it's kind
Like
of
how?
sinking in.
Yeah.
But we went to the White House and we talked to some pretty important people. There's John King Jr., the Secretary of Education, Cecilia Munoz, a senior advisor to President Obama, and Brian Dees, who's also a senior advisor. And I left before they got to talk to this last guy. His name was Josh Earnest. He is the press secretary. But we talked about college affordability, climate change, and some other stuff. So
That's so
kinds of
cool.
things. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You flew out Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning, and I was there just hanging out. And they have a Pret-monger, which I was really surprised. I thought that was only a London or European
what?
thing. Pret-a-monger, it's a food chain restaurant.
Ah.
It's like, I don't know, it's like a deli kind of. You can get whatever you want
Yeah.
and take it with you.
Oh, that's
it's really
cool.
good food.
That's awesome. Amy,
But-
Amy knows what that is because Amy spent the summer in London. Or
Well,
spent
2
some
weeks.
time.
But
Yeah,
I
she
spent
spent
some
time in
time
London
there, yeah.
this summer.
But
She's
pretty
cool
awesome.
and a world traveler and way
Here
more
and there.
the most
It's
interesting
been really
woman
fun,
in the
though.
world. That's so
Seeing
cool.
a little bit of all of this.
That's
But-
awesome. So, like, what exactly, like, did you get? You said you went to the a press conference, or you got to talk? What did you do?
Well, we kind of went backstage of when they had their press briefing that
Okay.
Thursday. They have it every Thursday, I guess. And we kind of got to see where the media people hang out with
Yeah.
C-SPAN and all that. And we actually got to talk to this guy. We never figured out what exactly his name was, but he had been reporting around the White House for about 30 years.
Wow.
And he had all kinds of stories to tell us.
That is
who
so
he thought
cool.
was the best president for the time that he was there, and who he thought had the best relationship with the media and things like that. It was really cool.
That's so
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Such
you.
a good experience too.
It was. wish I got to stay longer to see everything else, but it was still cool.
Your pictures look super fun.
Thanks.
Was it cold up there?
Not really. It's just kind of rainy that last day.
Okay.
But it wasn't too bad.
Look at her representing Texas Tech University in Washington, D.C.
And KTXT.
And KTXT. That's what's really cool.
Was there any other, schools from Texas that were?
There's Arlington, the University of Texas at Arlington. I think that's what they're called. I'm double checking, make sure I don't get it wrong.
You're good.
Yeah, University of Texas at Arlington, and I think that was all of the schools from Texas.
That's so cool.
But there were like 9 other schools there with representatives there. So
nice. Well, good for
cool.
you, Amy. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
That's super excited. We were trying to figure out, like, the whole time she was gone, we were texting her, like, we have our little, like, staff group message, and we were like, are you in Chicago? No. Are you in New York? No.
You'll never once
Philly?
guess
No.
Washington, D.C. But then you sent that picture of Obama with the FBI hat
Yeah.
on. I was like, oh my gosh.
She's
I
close.
thought that y'all guessed it at first, but they didn't. I was like,
We were-
it was so hard
we
not
were
to tell
trying
you
We were
so
guys.
pretty
hard.
convinced you were in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Because that's I guess where
College Radio
College
did.
Radio,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's where they
headquarters are.
headquarters. So we were like,
We
okay,
knew you
it's
were
gotta be
somewhere
that.
cool, not here in Lubbock with the rest of us. So that's
I was
awesome.
at the White House.
Wreck 'em.
That's really freaking cool. I'm super happy for you that you got to do that, and you look great doing it. And you're
Well,
just so cool.
I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity if it weren't for KTXT. So
Super true. That's
yeah,
very true.
that's what can happen here.
Yep. That's why you should come volunteer with us.
Yeah, volunteer with us.
Because we love working at the station. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to talk more about how this place is the greatest at the end of the hour. But it is 8:30, which means it's time for your half-hour KTXT news update. So let's go ahead and do that before we get to some music here on the station. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is one step closer to his felony fraud trial. The Texas Tribune reports Paxton's legal team recently let an appellate deadline pass and is now actively preparing for his trial on 3 felony counts involving security transactions in his private business dealings. Paxton is accused of misleading investors by encouraging them to bankroll a startup tech company without disclosing that he was being paid by the company's CEO. Paxton is also charged with failing to register with the state as an investment advisor. A boat owner from Louisiana is lucky to have his 18-foot bayliner back after it drifted more than 200 miles on its own into the Gulf of Mexico. Police officers found the pleasure boat early Monday beached in Galveston Island. The owner was enjoying a day of fishing with 2 friends more than 40 miles offshore when the boat's battery suddenly went dead. The trio hitched a ride with a ship working on an oil rig crew, and the owner says he never expected to see that boat again. That is, until he got a call from Galveston police to come pick up his vessel. The murder rate in San Antonio is as high as it's been in years. WOAI-TV is reporting there have been 129 murders so far this year compared to 85 at this time last year. The San Antonio Police Department tells the station that there is no identifiable cause for the increase, the most murders in the city since 1995. And finally, early voting numbers in Guadalupe County continue to rise. More than 31,000 people have cast ballots as of Monday, including mail ballots. Sunday saw the lowest turnouts since early voting began last week, with just over 1,200 going to the polls. The voting station in Schertz has by far been the most busy, with more than 11,000 ballots cast. Voting elections in general are next Tuesday, November 8th, so make sure you go out and cast your votes. That does it for your KTXT news update. Y'all keep it locked to the left. We've got DG with your KTXT weather update now.
Thanks, Haylee. The National Weather Service forecast for Lubbock and vicinity. A cold front moving through today will bring cloudy, cooler conditions and some rain to our area today. Partly sunny this morning and cloudy with thunderstorms likely this afternoon. Highs in the mid-70s, southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Rain chances today. I can't talk. I don't know. I caught whatever Alaina's got, I think. Rain chances at 60%. Thunderstorms this evening, then showers likely after midnight. Lows in the mid-50s. Rain chances at 80%. And cloudy and cooler tomorrow. 40% chance of rain on Thursday. Highs in the lower 60s. And cloudy, rainy Thursday night. Lows in the upper 40s. I think the cold weather is finally making its way here to the South Plains. They took that barbed wire fence down up there on the border, and that's why we're getting cool air. Currently in Lubbock, overcast skies, 57 degrees, and the wind is calm. Up next here on Women's Crush Wednesday, Lord Huron with She Lit a Fire right here on the Raider, 88.1.
Hey, Facebook.
Hey, Facebook.
Hope
All
y'all
right,
are
we're
doing
back
well
with Facebook. You want to get our special
this
guest
morning.
in there?
Ow. What?
You want our special guest in there for the next segment? Okay.
Alaina's going to get her set up.
Anna Claire, if you'll head into that next studio, they'll get you situated. Thanks for coming. Do you need water or anything? You good?
I think I'm good.
Yay.
All right.
I'm so glad you're here. Even though you can't hear me. I'm glad she's here. Anna Claire, she's one of Alaina's good friends, I think. Hi. You look super cute. Yeah. Here, we're going to put you right over here by Alaina. Let me get you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that bag.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
So, yeah. Sorry, we're talking to Facebook Live while we're getting all set up in here. So, let's go. Hi, Savannah. You look super nice. Okay, cool. Wreckham. Yay.
Wreckham.
Wreckham.
Thank you for doing that. You're awesome.
You're the bomb.
I didn't post on Twitter this morning, so I feel
That's okay.
That's okay.
Oh,
You
I'm
got
supposed
it.
to. Well, I'm just listening to them prattle on because I'm just fascinated by all the goings on behind the scenes. Being a Facebook Live viewer, watching the behind the scenes here at the station, listening to them just going on and on. But yeah, we're filling time during the music segments, and we have why? Because of federal copyright
Holy
rules, we
crap,
can't
that's
broadcast the
ridiculous.
music. Otherwise, Facebook will take our video
Absolutely.
down. That's already happened several times. But anyway,
but
that's what
yeah.
we're doing. That's what you're hearing.
I'm Haley,
That's
by
what
the
you're
way.
seeing.
nice to meet you.
Nice to
Savannah
meet you.
got some nice shots.
So yeah, we're gonna have Alaina
So-
kind of spearhead, like just asking you questions, and so you'll kind of be able to talk about that together, and then, yeah.
See, now I'm
but
listening to
name's
them.
Anna Claire. What's your last name?
Because we're
Beasley.
listening
Anna Claire
in. We're like
Beasley.
flies on
What's
the
your
wall.
major?
Eavesdropping.
DG is
Okay.
eavesdropping on us.
And
Yes.
I don't have my headphones on. Sorry, boss.
That's okay.
Anna
It's
Claire
fascinating.
Beasley,
It's
you're
fascinating.
a electronic media. Okay, and what year?
I'm a junior.
A junior. Okay, cool. Anna
When do you
Claire
graduate?
Beasley, a junior electronic. What year do you? When
Is
do you
she on
graduate?
mic?
She is.
2018.
2018. Okay, cool. Yay.
You may have to get a little bit closer into that microphone to hear it, but that's okay. So we still have about 2 minutes left on this song.
Okay, cool.
So we've got a special guest in the studio, which we'll be introducing on the radio. But for our Facebook audience, you're hearing, seeing, we're all set for the next segment. Let's see, what else have we got? Are you doing a grinding gears today?
Yeah, at the very end, because we're gonna do her interview, and then we'll go to the last song, and then after that we'll do what grinds my gears, and then we'll talk a little bit about College Radio Day and promote that.
Good. Okay,
yes.
good.
So
Good,
I hope
good.
that works out well.
All right.
It should, I think. Hopefully that works out well. I really like your scarf. I want one like that.
My mom got it for me. She was ahead of the trends. So.
Nice. Go, Mom.
Good moms usually are ahead of the trends.
Yeah, that's great. My mom just makes sure I try to get enough sleep, and I don't. And it's fine.
You really don't. Like,
No.
you need to get more sleep. You are
Time
no wonder
management,
you are
Haley.
sick all the time.
I'm
Yeah, wreck 'em.
okay. No,
Sleep.
I'm totally fine. I'm good right now.
She's saying that right now.
I've been sick for the last 2 months.
Yeah, that's true. But it's okay. I'm doing better. Kinda.
No,
I'm
you're not. You're in
bad.
denial. Denial's not just a river in Egypt.
Oh,
You're funny.
that's
You've got jokes.
man.
It's
All
too
right.
early for that. It's
30
not even
seconds
9
away. I'm
o'clock
switching
yet.
the mics.
Okay, cool. All right, that was She Lit a Fire by Lord Huron. You're here tuned into the Raider 88.1. If I can remember what the name of our station is, you're listening to Good Morning Texas Tech Woman Crush Wednesday
This
edition.
is exactly why you need more sleep. We were just talking about this
I'm
during the break.
okay. I'm doing good.
This is that station
That
I work
we're on.
That one station.
I was just thinking about that. Like, I legitimately have, like, my body is accustomed to like 4 hours of sleep at the most, at the max level now. So,
enough.
but I'm okay. I'm doing good. But if I get more, it's like a good day. It's like a pleasant surprise. So that's nice. So, yeah, we have a special guest here in the studio, Miss Anna Claire Beasley. She is an electronic media major, and she's a junior, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. So we got that. At least I remembered that. That's the important stuff here. But she is here to talk about her new organization, correct? About human trafficking.
Yes.
Awesome. So Alaina is actually going to spearhead this. She's got some questions for you, so let her take over there.
Okay, well, just to start off, like, will you tell us a little bit about human trafficking and how it affects us here, even in Lubbock?
For sure. So, human trafficking is the illegal movement of people, typically for the purposes of forced labor or commercial sexual exploitation. In other words, it's modern-day slavery, and it's actually a multi-billion-dollar criminal industry. And a lot of people think that it only happens in third world countries or places that are far from here, but it actually happens right here in Lubbock.
Man, that's crazy. So how did you get involved with this? Like, what made you, like, passionate about it? Like, how did you learn about it? And I don't know, like, and you started this organization, which is awesome. So what got you interested in it?
Yeah, so I went on a mission trip with my high school mission trip with my church. And we went to a children's home in Arkansas, and one of the girls there that I met was actually trafficked by her mom. A lot of times that happens, and she was sold for drugs because her mom needed drug money or needed drugs. So her mom would sell her to neighbors or to people, and eventually, like, pulled her out of school so that she could do it even more. And when I heard that, I was like, what mother would sell their child? Who would ever sell anyone? And it opened my eyes to the problem, and since then I've heard more stories that are shockingly more horrendous than that, and just was trying to figure out, like, what can a college student do about it? Like, we need modern-day abolitionists, and so what does that look like? And so I started Students Ending Slavery.
Okay, great. Man. So how does it typically happen? How does someone, like, end up in human trafficking?
So it can happen all sorts of ways. It can be someone snatching someone off the street or out of a store, but most often it's an at-risk youth that gets targeted by a pimp. And this can happen anywhere. It can happen in a mall. A guy can come up to a girl that he sees looks lonely and start talking to her. And it can happen really quickly, over a few days, or it can happen over months. And basically the pimp just kind of sees what that girl needs, what she's lacking. And a lot of times these girls have already been sexually abused by family or don't value themselves. And so they want someone to love them, and they don't know what love looks like. And so when someone starts offering to buy them things or gives them attention, which is what the pimp does, then they give into that and don't even realize that it's wrong.
Man, that's terrible.
That's awful.
It's so surprising that can happen here, because you're right. Like, when you think of human trafficking, I think of, like, oh, that happens in Africa, right?
Yeah, you don't think of it here.
You don't think of it here, but it's definitely still a problem here. So tell us a little bit about your organization and what you guys are doing to bring awareness.
Sure. So the purpose of our organization is to promote awareness of human trafficking and what it is, to educate students on kind of the language of it. Like, you hear words like pimps and johns and prostitutes, but, like, what does that really mean? Who are those people? So educating them on that, and then also partnering with local organizations like the Human Rescue Coalition and Voice of Hope Rape Crisis Center to kind of be their hands and feet and help them with fundraising or getting them, like, feminine hygiene products, whatever they might need. And then also doing prevention, because, I mean, it can happen here on campus. Like, people can sell other people, or there might be people that are at risk. And so providing, like, prevention materials and education on what to do if you or someone you know is being trafficked.
Wow, that's incredible. That's really important.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how can other students get involved with that?
So you can email me at annandclaire.beasley@ttu.edu if you're interested in joining our organization, or find us on OrgSync. We actually have our second meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. in the Double T room of the Student Union building. And on November 11th, we'll be co-hosting a documentary called Playground with the Human Rescue Coalition and the Social Work Student Organization. And that'll be a really good way to find out more information. It follows the story of a girl that was in human trafficking. So.
Wow.
That is so cool. I want to go to that.
Yeah, me too. That's amazing.
And you said that was November 11th?
Yes.
Okay.
Sweet.
Great. And maybe we can post some of the information on that on our social media pages, so that way those of you listening can get more information on that. And you had mentioned that there's, like, some hotline numbers for those that might be at risk for human trafficking. Can you tell us about that?
For sure. So there's the National Human Trafficking Resource Center hotline, which is 1-888-373-7888. You can call that number 24/7 if you need help or if you know someone that needs help. And then there's also the local Voice of Hope Rape Crisis Center hotline, which is 806-763-7273. So you can call either of those numbers if you are involved in human trafficking or if someone you know is, and you can get help.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for, starting this organization. That's awesome. It's amazing that we didn't already have one, I feel like.
Absolutely. Especially like on a campus this big. And like, I know in Lubbock, it's a big problem. Lubbock's kind of been ranked, which is weird to me, but like is one of the most dangerous cities in Texas. One of my friends worked at the hospital at Covenant, and her car one night, like she parked out in the back, and like one night, like the security at the hospital stopped her and like wouldn't let her go outside because there was this man, like they found out he'd been like stalking her car basically for like the last week every night that she would come out, and he was like a known, like a guy that kind of like is involved in human trafficking here, just like someone to watch for. So like, I mean, she's one of my girls in my sorority, you know, so like it's crazy to me just how close to home that can hit, but that's amazing that you're doing something to like help inform people of that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's great what you're doing.
For sure. And we'll post the information on our website too if anybody's interested in getting involved in your organization. Just getting not aware. That's not a word. Informed. Educated on what's going on. But yeah, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us about that. Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for bringing her in, Alaina.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's great.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want the student body to hear about your organization, or just in general about human trafficking or anything like that?
I guess just that there are so many things that like we have, like when you look at the movie Taken, like a lot of people look at human trafficking and think that that's all it is, and there are places like that. Like there are virginity competitions in Nevada where there's legal brothels, but like Johns can be anyone, and John are the people that buy sex. That can be like a mega church pastor, or it can be someone of like a lower socioeconomic class. So I think like the first step to like really solving this issue is letting go of those stereotypes that we have, and like looking at prostitutes as victims and not, you know, people that are choosing that lifestyle.
Right. Yeah. I would. Yep. That's the truth. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Anna Claire, for being here and talking to us and just getting this out there, because that's amazing. And if you're interested and want more information, we'll have some on our website for you later in the day. But we're going to go ahead and toss it to our next song, Runaway by City and Color. Y'all keep it locked to the left. We've got some What Grinds My Gears coming up after this.
Do you want me to...
Fantastic segment, y'all. That was great.
Yeah. So Alaina told me yesterday that she had a friend that has started this organization. I was like, we have got to get her on. So I'm really glad we got to do that.
Yeah.
Yay.
Anna Claire, thank you for being our guest. We want to get a picture of you in front of our banner out here in the hallway before you go. But I wanted to say thank you very much. This is, I was telling the students in this studio, this is not a topic I would have ever guessed would have been on our show, but it's an important one. And we would love to have you back at some future point as well.
For sure.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Definitely.
Yes, for sure. Alaina, do you want to like get her picture out in front of the thingy? I'll stay here and talk to Facebook. Go Facebook. Yay.
Wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em. But thank you so much for coming in, Anna Claire. Thank you. We're excited. You have a great day.
Oh, yeah.
Yay. Okay, so Facebook. Yeah, you just heard Anna Claire Beasley. If you're interested and want some more information on what she was talking about, we'll have it posted to our website later today. Hopefully soon, but yeah, once GMTT's over and we kind of get our lives together.
But leave us your thoughts and comments about our guests today.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's really cool. We've got coming up What Grinds My Gears. You know what? I have to think about what grinds my gears. There's so many things.
I have a good one.
Good. We'll let you go first.
It might be like I don't know, not your typical what grinds your gears.
That's okay.
Thing, but
we're not typical here. We're different.
That's true.
We do things. I don't know what things we do.
I was going to say something, but I forgot. That was too early.
That's okay. You're good. I'm
just sharing our live stream to all the places I can think of.
Very nice.
Because the boys, they get a lot of views on their show.
It's because Brandon's mom and his sisters and cousins and Andrew's mom and all of their families tune in and watch. And I don't know who else, but like, that's awesome because I really like his mom. She's really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, if you're listening on Facebook, we're glad you're here with us. That rocks.
Rocks.
It rocks. It wrecks in a good way. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah. So if you have anything if you're listening and you're on Facebook Live and you have anything that grinds your gears, please post it.
Yeah, tell us
so we
what
can
grinds
talk
your
about
gears.
that because that's awesome.
Have we mentioned College Radio Day yet?
Yeah, we've mentioned it a little bit, but we're gonna talk more about it at the end. We're gonna kind of divide this last segment up. We're gonna do what grinds my gears, and then if we run out of things to say or talk about, we'll talk a lot about College Radio Day. And if we go long, then we'll talk more about that in just a little bit.
Sounds
College
good.
Radio Day. But we can also talk about like what our favorite part of working at the station is, and like what our favorite part of college radio is.
I think that'd be a good one.
What you hate about your boss. I always look forward to that segment.
Deej, will you do what grinds your gears with us? You tell us what grinds your gears.
I don't know if we have enough time in the 10 minutes left.
You just choose one thing.
My
and
list, unlike Alaina's list, my list is very long. And, once I get started on my soapbox.
Oh.
Alaina, don't clear your throat on air. Do it now.
Get it out.
Do it now while we're only talking to Facebook.
Yeah, y'all, I've had this cough for many weeks. And it won't go away. And it just
My wife
pops
has the same
up.
cough. Yeah, it sucks.
And it's like, there's not even really much going on down here.
Yeah.
It's like a very dry cough. But it just like pops up like randomly when I need to be
All
on
right,
air.
20 seconds away. I'm switching this over.
All right. Bye, Facebook. All right, that was Runaway by City and Color. Had a nice little country sound going there at the end. I miss my country music. I haven't gotten to listen to it in a while.
Well, you need to bring back Matador Highway. And there
Maybe
you go.
sometime. I don't have time to sleep, let
Wreck
alone
'em.
do a show, but I would love to have it back at some point in the future. That would be great. Maybe next semester. We'll see how that lines up. Because we need a good dose of country music in the world every once in a while. But now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, or at least my favorite segment, because I get to vent. What grinds my gears? That's a good sound effect, DG. Wherever you found that, it rocks.
That is pretty great.
That's my car, actually, before I had to replace the transmission.
Really?
I'm
No.
just kidding.
I was like, that's not what
Like,
cars
that
should
doesn't
sound
sound
like.
good.
But I
That's
have
bad.
replaced way too many transmissions in my vehicles, and that's one of the things that grinds my gears.
That's good. Amy said she has a good one, so
good.
not a typical one, though.
Not a
So-
typical one, and this isn't maybe not a first world problem, maybe just like going to Washington D.C. problems. But
the problems.
When we were at the White House, when we got there, we were thinking that President Obama wasn't there, and we saw John Kerry actually pulling in to the White House, like had the limos
Whoa.
and the motorcycle cops escorting
That's
him to the White
awesome.
House. We're like, okay, cool. John Kerry's like doing his thing, whatever.
Doing his thing.
And we did not see President Obama once, so we're just thinking maybe he's in Russia having lunch with Vladimir Putin or
'Cause
something.
That's what he
Who knows?
does.
That's what he does.
Yep.
But then I went back and looked. I was looking at something. I was trying to find something on the White House website. And I saw his schedule, and he was having lunch with John Kerry that afternoon. So he was there the whole time and did not come and meet us, College Radio Day.
Aw. Well,
So that really grinds my gears. It's like,
leader of the free world didn't have time to talk
he didn't
to college
have time
students.
to just come in and say hi real quick.
What a
you know?
shocker.
Yeah.
And it makes me think of that meme, Tyra Banks, like, we were all rooting for you. This is what you did.
And you didn't even come
You
say
didn't come
hi.
say hi.
Aw.
So
He was having
that
lunch
was
with
a
John
bummer.
Kerry.
Naturally.
Yeah, John Kerry. John Kerry, College Radio Day. I mean, it's hard to say, but could have at least popped in and
Could have waved.
John's
at
there
least.
all the time.
John.
That's true.
John's
That's
there.
true.
They're on a first name basis now with Mr. Kerry.
It's not like we're there all the time.
No, that's true.
So that grinds my gears.
Okay, that's a very valid.
Yeah, that's a
Drowning
good.
of gears.
Her gears this week are that she didn't get to meet President Obama at the White House last week.
Yep.
So yours beats mine.
Yeah.
Mine sucks compared to yours now. My knees hurt because the weather's changing.
Well, I know you have problems with your knees.
I do. That's what grinds my gears. I feel like I'm getting so old because
Like, I can feel when the weather's changing by how my joints are.
That's sad.
I know.
I know so many people
so
that have problems with
old.
their knees. Like,
When I get out of bed, this is what it sounds like.
That's accurate. No, I believe that's what that is over your car transmission.
Oh, that's weird.
That's okay, though. It's fine. Yeah, I was a cheerleader in high school, and I did powerlifting, so those were, like, really bad.
So I guess
for
it comes
your
from
knees.
sports when you have problems with their knees or something.
Or just weak joints in general,
I guess.
maybe.
Do y'all's knees? This is weird. Do y'all's knees ever like pop?
Yeah.
Okay. I do that literally
old.
every time I bend down or like try and get up off the floor.
Oh, no.
And it's loud, and I don't know what's wrong with my knees, but it's been like that since I was
have
a
these
child.
problems. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's
Maybe I have good joints.
I remember being like kind of ashamed like in elementary school because like they make you sit on the floor all the time in elementary
you
school.
try to stand up, and it
then
sounds
I
like
try to
someone
stand
stepping
up.
in bubble wrap.
Yep. Every time.
That's super
every single
unfortunate.
time.
Well, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It's just that's life.
That's life. I tried to get up last night, and I almost fell over because my knees buckled, and I was like, wow, this is
I
pathetic.
just don't have these problems. I mean, when I'm sitting on my knees, like on the floor or something, they'll hurt after a while. But
When she's in her nice cushion chair at the White House waiting
My
for the
nice
president to
cushion
come say hi.
chair, and the president never comes.
She's thinking about how bad her knees hurt. Alrighty, well, Alaina, do you have any gears that have been grinded this week? Or are your gears well oiled? I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
I was trying to think. I just started out with such good stories, and now I feel like I need to have that every week, So
Yeah,
and I don't have any good stories this week. I was thinking though, what one of those things that grinds my gears is my phone.
Your phone?
Everyone's phone, really. I'm just tired of cell phones. I'm tired of feeling like I have to be available all the time,
Yeah.
And like,
Needed.
if you're trying to focus on something, like if you really need to get homework done, or you're like having a conversation with someone and you're like trying to focus, and then you see your phone blowing up because your coworkers are talking.
52 unread messages
Or your
after
boss.
church last
52. Deej, no, you don't. You don't.
Never.
Text me
You
that
don't
much.
text me back ever.
But you know what I mean? I feel like you always have to be available if you have a cell phone, and people like expect that.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that is grinding my gears this week.
I can feel
And
that.
I would
Me
very
too.
much like to throw my phone into a lake and never
Just not have it.
never
anymore.
have it anymore. But that's like not possible in today's
It's
world. so.
that's what's so hard. Like, I don't want an iPhone anymore because it does that. It takes up so much of your time. It's so distracting. But like, I legitimately could not communicate with y'all like I need to without my iPhone. Like, if I had a little track phone, I couldn't have the group messages I have. I couldn't do group me. That's what I use it for, and emails.
Yeah.
So
It's very helpful. Like, it's a super helpful thing, but it's such a distracting thing. And I miss, like, two of my summers I spent at summer camp, and they would make us get rid of our cell phones during the week.
and it's so nice.
And while everyone was like, oh my gosh, we have to get rid of our cell phones, it was so nice. Like,
so freeing.
and like coming back from that, it was like, oh no, I had to use my cell phone again. And it's just, anyway, that's what grinds my gears this week.
I
and every
agree.
week.
Being social media director, especially, you're kind of expected to have your phone all the time, and that's how I get a lot of my work done is on my phone.
Yeah.
And but every once in a while, I'll just leave my phone at home on purpose, just to kind of
Have an excuse.
Get away.
That
Get away
explains a
from it.
lot.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean? I rarely do that, but I usually get back to people as fast as I can.
That's okay.
And I got a life besides what's attached to my phone, so that happens.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how it's like manipulated the way we communicate with each other.
It has.
Like, if someone doesn't
lot.
text you, you're like, oh, are they mad? Like, why didn't
They
they
hate
answer?
me.
Do they not like me? Like, no. Maybe they just don't have anything to say, or maybe they just don't want to have a conversation, or that's not how they talk.
Yeah.
Which in this world is rare, but if you do find that rare soul who doesn't communicate through text and actually talks to you like a person, hang on to them, because that's cool.
I have no idea who might fit that description.
I do. I hate texting.
Yeah.
I don't. I actually really don't text friends very often.
It's okay. I know a couple people that are like that, and it's at first it was a little weird to get used to, but now it's kind of like, oh yeah, because like in person we have great conversations because we don't waste all of our words on text messages. Real quick, DG, what grinds your gears? Because I know there's a lot, but what one thing specifically today grinds your gears?
When somebody calls right when I'm about to go on air.
Oh, that's super
Hang
lame.
on just a second.
Okay, that's okay. DG's answering the phone like a
KTXT.
good boss, and he's still on air answering the phone.
It's going great. How are you?
And that's okay. DG's on air.
How can we help you?
Anywho,
And yeah.
so College Radio Day is a
Yes,
thing
it is the
on
Grind My Gears segment. And
Friday.
Is he really talking to someone?
He is. He's having a conversation with whoever's on the phone, and he's not listening to me to cut his mic. Oh, now it's off. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
College Radio
Okay.
Day. It is on Friday, so be sure to tune in to that. We're going to be doing some things to celebrate.
We've got we'll at least be on air for 24 hours straight.
Yeah,
so
yes,
that's cool.
That's for sure thing. So
That'll be
keep
we'll
it
be
locked
on
to the
from
left.
8 a.m. Friday morning till 8 a.m. Saturday morning. There will be someone here talking to you.
Yes.
So be excited for
And
that.
I know for sure we're having a 2-hour special edition of Good Morning Texas Tech
on Friday.
right?
Yep. That's Friday morning.
And after that, I'll be talking with some Texas Tech KTXT alumni.
There we go.
That's right.
So,
That's awesome.
Students of yesteryear and KTXT staffers of yesteryear will be
Nice.
interviewing them on the telephone and in person. And then I think the students have quite a bit scheduled for the rest of the day.
We've got a lot of cool stuff going on. So we'll keep you informed of what all's going on there. Y'all just keep it locked to the left, and you won't miss a thing if you're just always listening to
Check
our
out our
station.
Facebook event on Facebook for College Radio Day.
Yep.
Has all the info.
And make sure you tune in on Friday morning. We'll give you a full rundown of what's going on then. But yeah, y'all make sure you keep it locked to the left today. Real quick, we'll do a roll call. I'm Haley.
I'm Alaina.
I'm Amy.
And Daphne's running the board.
DG,
Daphne, DG. Yes. We love y'all. Thank you so much for being tuned in and listening to us. Y'all keep it locked to the left. We've got some great stuff coming up for you today. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em.